Hi, I'm Judy with Amazing Trails Yoga, doing elegant and sturdy yoga here at Ashington Gardens, Ashington Ruins. We will be doing many asanas that have to do with being tall and elegant like the 4 Doric columns, and very sturdy like this foundation that has withstood the test of time. We are in Tyringham, Massachusetts, hiking around, having a marvelous time. You may need some blocks, you will need your sticky mat, and come join us soon. We will start standing, welcoming our breath, breathing in and breathing out, elegant and sturdy like these 4 Doric columns and the foundation that withstood the test of time over 100 years. Inhale your arms up. Take your right hand around your left wrist as we bend to the right, breathing into our left side, into our left ribs. Coming up, taking our left hand around our right wrist, and we're bending to the left, breathing into our right side, our right ribs. Inhaling up, we're coming forward, making a C shape. Take your right hand around your left wrist, and we're pulling over to the right, keeping our hips, our pelvis forward, our foundation very sturdy. Coming forward, take your left hand around your right wrist, and we're gently going over to the left. Coming forward, releasing our hands, bringing them behind us. Interlace your fingers and you're straightening your arms. And releasing. We inhale our arms up. Take your right hand around your left wrist as we bend over toward the right. And we're bending our right leg at the knee. We could perhaps go a little bit lower into the bend. And coming up, releasing, taking your left hand around your right wrist, bending to the left as we bend our left knee. Kind of like those skyscrapers in cities where there's a fault line and earthquakes to come. We're coming up, making the C shape. Our hands are facing each other. Take your right hand around your left wrist, pulling toward the right and bending your right leg at the knee. They make the skyscrapers so that they can withstand the earthquakes. Makes us a little springy. Coming forward, take your left hand around your right wrist, and we're pulling to the left, bending our left leg at the knee. And we come forward, take your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers, straighten your arms, and bring your hands down the back of your thighs, looking up at the sky. And releasing. We inhale our arms up, palms facing each other. Right hand around our left wrist as we bend to the right, bending our right leg at the knee, maybe sticking our left hip out a little bit. Still having a firm and sturdy foundation. Inhaling back up, switching our hands, so your left hand around your right wrist as we bend to the left, bending our left leg at the knee, sticking our right hip out a bit. And we come forward, our hands, our palms are facing each other. Come into the C shape. Take your right hand around your left wrist and we're bringing it over to the right. As we bend our right leg at the knee, stick your left hip out a bit. And we come forward, switching hands, your left hand around your right wrist, over to the left. Bend your left leg at the knee, stick your right hip out a bit. And we come forward, release, bring your arms around behind you. Interlace your fingers, straighten your arms. We're hinging at the hips as you bring your hands up overhead, crown of your head toward the mat. And we take a nice breath. And as we release, we're coming up, bringing our hands forward. And Tadasana. I'm going to come to the side of the mat and have your blocks ready. As you might need them, we will inhale our arms up, our palms are facing each other, dropping your seat into chair, swing your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers as we straighten our legs at the knees, bringing our hands up overhead. Bringing our seat back toward our heels, into chair, and checking our sturdy foundation. We are lifting your left foot up for 3, 2, 1, and back, and your right foot for 3, 2, 1. We're bringing our arms down, lunging your right foot back, and take your left foot back to meet your right. We are in a plank. Nice and sturdy. We'll count for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll do this again. You can drop your knees if you like to help you, or come down on your forearms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are coming down, our elbows are back, and we are inhaling up over the tops of our feet into baby cobra. Look to the right. Maybe extend it, and you could cheat a little bit. Take your chin to your right shoulder. And forward. Look to the left. Maybe you can reach your chin to your shoulder. You can move your shoulder. You can cheat. And we're coming up. Very nice. With your hands exactly where they are, come over to the balls of your feet. And we're coming up into a plank. And again, you can go on your forearm plank if that's easier for you. And we're lifting up our right leg just a little smidgen for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dropping it to the mat in our left leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, coming back into the plank, and we're coming down onto our abs, coming over the tops of our feet. We're inhaling up into Mama Bear Cobra, and we're looking up and saying the vowels very distinctly 3 times. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. And coming down, that is for an elegant swan neck. Coming over the balls of our feet, we're coming up into a plank, and you will take your right knee to your left elbow and back. Your right knee again to your left elbow and back. And one more time, right knee to left elbow and back. We'll do this on the other side. Left knee to right elbow and back. Left knee to right elbow and back. Left knee to right elbow and back. Dropping down onto our abs, coming over the tops of our feet. We're coming up into the full cobra. In full cobra, we're dropping our chin toward our chest and rolling our heads into a neck roll to the right. Maybe your ear can touch your right shoulder. Coming down again, our chin to chest, over to the left. Dropping our chin to chest, ear to right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest, left ear toward left shoulder, chin to chest. And you can do that again, or maybe you might want to come all the way around into a gentle neck circle, one way and the other. Very nice. From this position, we're coming over the tops of our feet. We're coming into a plank and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're bending one knee, one leg at the knee at a time, and placing our feet, our heels on the mat. Our heels should be hip width distance apart. We're lifting up our heels if they're not already lifted, and we're taking them to the right and dropping our heels to the right. We're breathing into our left sides. Lifting our heels, placing them behind our toes. We're coming into plank, and we are dropping to knees, chest, chin, and then into Papa Bear Cobra, coming over the tops of our feet, seat to heels, and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're bending one leg at the knee at a time, walking the dog. Our feet are hip width distance apart, raising your heels if they're not already up, bringing them to the left and dropping them to the mat as we breathe into our right side. Lifting your heels, bringing them behind your feet. We shift our bodies into plank, and we come down to knees, chest, chin, over the tops of our feet into Papa Bear Cobra, and flipped our feet again to the balls of our feet as we sit our seat to our heels, and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we walk our feet up to our hands into a forward fold. And we're coming up one vertebrae at a time, bringing all this goodness up with us, sculpting our legs as they had to sculpt these columns, chiseling away the stone. And we will inhale our arms up. Our seat comes down, our arms swing back behind us. Interlace your fingers as we do a forward fold with our arms up over our heads. Bringing them back. We're lifting our arms back into chair, and we're going to do the three-legged chair. Lift your right foot, this time for 4, 3, 2, 1. A nice sturdy foundation. And your left for 4, 3, 2, 1. We're slowly coming into a lunge, bringing your left leg back into the lunge. Our right foot comes to meet our left. We're in downward dog, walking our dog, bending our legs at the knees, picking up your heels, and we're bringing them to the right and dropping them to the mat. And we will bend our legs, and we will come forward into the plank for 3, bending, 2, bending, and 1. And we're coming back into the plank. Your Heels are right behind your feet, and you could come into knees, chest, chin, or you could come into chaturanga over the tops of your feet into the Papa Bear Cobra or the upward facing dog and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you're going to walk your dog. Your feet again are hip width distance apart. Heels up, we're taking our heels to the left. And we're bending our legs at the knees for 3. And straighten. 2. And straighten. 1. Straighten. Taking your heels up around behind your feet. We're coming into chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Coming over into upward dog or Papa Bear Cobra, whatever you like. And over the tops of your feet into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're walking our feet up to meet your hands. We're in a forward fold. Uttanasana coming up, 1 vertebrae at a time, molding the columns, molding our legs coming up. And we are back in Tadasana. From Tadasana, I'll do it both angles. I'll do it this angle first. So we're going to come into a tree. In tree, we want to lift our 10 toes, separate them, and bring them down to set a nice sturdy foundation. Then you will come into tree. You're lifting your right leg up into tree. Your left leg will be the sturdy standing leg. You can keep your foot right here. That's perfectly fine. Or to the side, to the calf, or to the inner thigh. And we're in a tree. Taking a nice breath. Being very elegant. Trees are just so tall and elegant. Now bringing your right knee forward, your fingertips are facing forward. They're coming down as you cross your right leg over your left. Bring your arms around behind you as you're hinging at the hips. Your fingers are interlaced and you're coming into a forward fold. Very nice. Take a nice breath. And stay right there. I'm coming to the side so you can see it a little better. And I'm going to have blocks on either side. You might want to have them handy. You might need them, you might not. From the forward fold, you are releasing your fingertips, bringing them to either sides of your feet or the blocks. I'll use the blocks first. And take your back leg, which is your left leg, and it is behind you. And we are in a standing split. You can have the blocks at any height that you like, or maybe not even use them. From standing split, you are taking your left leg and your left knee comes to your right elbow for 3. We did this in plank. Back up, 2. Back up, and 1. Back up in standing split. Now your left foot comes to meet your right, forward fold. As we mold these Dora columns, these leg columns coming up back into Tadasana. And we will do that on the other side. So to set a sturdy foundation, we're lifting all 10 toes, separating them and dropping them. We are inhaling our left leg up to our sturdy right standing leg, the ankle, the calf, the inner thigh, and we're coming into tree. Very elegant. Bringing our left knee forward, our fingertips forward. Our fingers are going down as we cross our left leg over our right. Our hands come around behind us. Interlace your fingers. And we have a forward fold. side of your feet. Your back leg, which is your right leg, comes up into standing split. You could be using the blocks or the mat, whatever you like, whatever suits you. And the leg that is up, take that knee to your left elbow for 3. Back up, 2. Back up, and 1. Back up into standing split, and your right foot comes to meet your left, forward fold. Slowly coming up, bringing all that goodness up. And we're inhaling our arms up as we drop our seats into chair. Swing your arms behind you, interlace your fingers. We're doing a nice forward fold. Coming back up into chair. And we are lifting your left leg, this time for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're getting better at this. And the other side, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back into chair and Tadasana. We'll do that one more time, just a little bit different. So you are lifting all 10 toes, separating them, dropping them down to the mat to set a sturdy foundation. Your left leg will be your standing sturdy leg. And we will inhale your right foot up toward your ankle, toward the inside of the calf or the inside of the thigh. We are in prayer. Trees standing very elegant, like all these trees around us, the Doric columns that we borrowed from the ancient Greeks. We still use them today, so amazing. The ancient Romans borrowed them as well. Bringing your fingertips forward, your knee forward. We're crossing our right leg over our left as our left arms come behind us. Interlace your fingers, and it's a forward fold. Take a nice breath. Unlace your fingers, bring them around behind us. You could put your hands on the blocks, whatever height, and your back leg is your left leg. We're coming back into the standing split. From standing split, you could take your left hand on the block or on the mat, whatever you choose. Your right hand may be behind your right ankle. We could maybe lift our back leg up a little higher or bring the crown of our head closer to the mat, our forehead closer to your shin, whatever you like. Just play around with it. Maybe you could have both hands on your ankle and both hands back on the mat. We're bringing our left foot up to meet our right. One vertebrae at a time, molding these Doric columns, coming up, up, up. And Tadasana, we'll do that on the other side. We lift our 10 toes, separate them, dropping them down for a nice foundation. We will inhale our left leg up toward our sturdy standing right leg. Ankle, inner calf, or inner thigh. Our hands together in prayer. Standing tall and elegant. Not too tall, I'm not very tall. Bringing our fingertips forward, our left knee forward, it crosses over our right as we bring our hands behind us. You know the drill. Interlace your fingers, straighten your arms as you hinge forward, crown of your head coming toward the mat, arms up overhead. Unlacing your fingers, you can have your hands on the blocks or on the mat. Your back leg comes up in standing split. You could take whatever hand you like behind your ankle, maybe bring the crown of your head closer to your shin, or the forehead closer to the shin, crown of your head closer to the mat. Maybe your leg might go up a little higher. Maybe you can take both hands around your wrist. We're playing with it, doing our own individual best. And putting both hands on the mat. Your right foot comes to meet your left. We're in a forward fold. One last time. Coming up one vertebrae at a time, molding these Dora columns coming up. A lot of work. And they are still here, just so elegant and beautiful. Inhale your arms up as you drop your seat. Your arms swing behind you. Interlace your fingers. A forward fold. Releasing your fingers. Coming up into chair. And we are lifting your right foot up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back. Your left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your arms down into the lunge. Your left leg comes behind you. We're coming into a lunge. Your right foot will meet your left at plank. And our elbows are coming back behind us as we come down onto our abs. Flipping over the tops of your feet. Your arms come out to a T and bring them back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Inhale your shoulders up. Your arms are straight behind you. Little lower back strengthening. And we're coming down. We'll keep our fingers interlaced. And we are zipping our ankles together, our feet together. And inhale up with your legs coming up as well. And coming down. Separate your feet to the sides of the mat. We'll inhale our shoulders up, our arms up, our legs up. And we come down. Take your hands under your shoulders. Your knees are apart. So we're lifting up. We're on our knees, sitting back into Balasana, child pose. Take a nice breath in child pose. And we are coming up and fishtail your feet around. Very good. And we're coming into a candlestick pose. I'm sure in this mansion that used to be, before it was burned down in the 1950s, I'm sure they had many beautiful, elegant candlesticks. You could come down onto your back and bend your legs at the knees. We can lift our feet up to the sky. This is a very good candlestick. You could keep it up here, or you can come into the full candlestick, which is shoulder stand. So take your hands on your tushy and just bring it up a little bit. We're walking your hands on your lower back. Your feet are pointed. And we're breathing into this elegant, elegant candlestick. Or you can stay right on your back and lift your feet. Any inversion is when your feet are over your heart. It's really good for you, very healthy. And if you are in the full candlestick, bring your feet a little bit forward over your head. And we're releasing down onto our backs. You are bending your right leg at the knee as we drop simultaneously our left leg to the ground. Take your left hand to your right knee. Your right arm is extended. We're still looking over our right as we gently tug our left knee over to the left into a spinal twist. Our spine is our strong and sturdy foundation. Very good to keep it healthy, resilient, springy. And you're breathing. And you're breathing. Looking up toward the sky, we're bringing one knee up toward our chest and the other. And we can take our legs and straighten them. Our toes are up toward the sky. You can stay just like this. Or you could bring your tushy up a little higher. Take your hands, walk them up. So we are in the shoulder stand. Very good for your immune system. Places your body and mind in harmony with each other. Very elegant, sturdy. We're not wobbling all over. And we're bringing our feet up a little overhead as we walk our hands down. We mold those Doric columns. And we are bending our left knee as we simultaneously drop our right foot toward the mat and down. Take your right hand on your left knee. Your left arm comes out to a T, and we're pulling our left knee across our chest into a spinal twist, looking over our left shoulder. Looking up to the sky, bringing one knee in at a time toward our chest. Place your hands on your knees. You'll separate your knees as you bring your arms through your legs to the outsides of your feet, your ankles, your calves. We're in a happy baby. Every baby deserves a strong foundation. Gently move a little bit. We are releasing from happy baby, putting our ankles and our knees together. And we are releasing one leg at a time toward the outside of the mat, letting our feet splay open. We could take our hands around overhead, interlace your fingers, bend your arms at the elbows, pick your head up a little bit, make a little net for your head, and give your head a few gentle tugs, elongating the neck so we have a nice, elegant swan-like neck. With our neck elongated, we're gently dropping our head to the mat, taking our arms out, around, and down by our sides. Our palms are faced up, our feet are splayed. We are in Shavasana, final resting pose. And we'll wiggle our fingers and our toes. Make wrist circles, ankle circles one way, the other way. Bring one knee up at a time. Give yourselves a nice hug. And make your way up into Sukhasana, cross-legged position. Our hands together in prayer, and thank you so much for joining us here. Like us, we love you. Subscribe to our channel, and I hope you enjoyed the elegant and sturdy yoga flow. Namaste.